This video is to illustrate the electrical hookups for a CoalPilot plate. This plate is for a tri-burner feeder unit which is used on the Alaska stoves and the Reading stove and a few other stoves. When you get your package, normally you have the plate right here, that's the CoalPilot. You have the power supply. Now, power supply may not always look like this. And you have the connection cable that goes from the thermostat to these hookups. I'm going to show you now how easy it is to hook up these things. So first you look at these three connectors right here. Now when you look at this other side over here, there's a solenoid with only two wires coming from it. On this one we have this wire right here. I'm sorry, let's go from the other side. We have this wire and this wire coming from the solenoid on the bottom two connectors. The third connector, which is right here, is not hooked up to anything. So these two again, this one and this one, hook up to the solenoid. This one is not hooked up to anything. Now keep in mind, these have a special insulative washers, so none of these connectors will make any electrical connection with this metallic chassis. So what you want to do by default is very easy. You take one of the wires of the power supply and you hook it up to one of the wires of the solenoid, like this right here. I'm not going to push it all the way in. And then you take one of the wires of the thermostat. These come from the thermostat wires, and you hook up one of them to the next one of the solenoid. Let's do it right here. So now you have two more unhooked up wires, one coming from the power supply right here and one coming from the thermostat right here. All you have to do, take those two and hook them up to the third connector right here. So one goes from this side and one goes from the other side. Excuse the camera in here, my hand is in the way. So that's all you have to do and you're done. Now if you don't like the way these hooks up, you don't want the two cables coming from the plate and moving back and forth, it's very easy. You take the thermostat wires totally out. So remember, these have a locking mechanism on them here. You have to push on the lock, the small button to get them out. I'll give you close-up pictures, so I'll be quiet to insert close-up pictures in there. And then once you take that out and you take this out in here, all you have to do, hook up the power supply, two wires directly to the solenoid, like I'm doing it in here. So now the power supply is hooked up now directly to the solenoid, which means if you plug this power supply into the wall, it will activate and will always be activated. So in order for it to work properly, you have to cut the wire here from the power supply, one of the two wires, only cut one of them. You end up with two loose ends. You hook up those two wire nuts to the two wires going to the thermostat and you're done. Or if you have access to one of these thermostats, which have a 110 outlet right on it right here, all you have to do, plug the solenoid the way it's plugged right now directly to the, plug the power supply directly to the solenoid, and then plug this thermostat in the wall here, plug the power supply in here, and you're done. That's how simple it is to hook up these things. If you have any question or comment, my email will be right on the screen. Just send me an email and I'll be glad to answer anything.